Hey, folks, welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and folks, you see that Merriam-Webster logo there. So, what does that mean? Well, folks, I'll tell you what that means. That means it is time for another episode of That Word Doesn't Mean What You Think It Means. So this word is coming to us via the stupidity of the mainstream media. And what is that word, boys and girls? That word is boycott. So we're going to start with giving you a little intro as to why we're using this as our word today. They decided, the media, to go ahead and widespreadly misquote Johnny Depp in regards to an article that he recently did with, I believe it was Times. Sorry, it's mid-afternoon. I need my second injection of caffeine for today. Anyways, basically misquoting him, talking about him whining about being boycotted when that's absolute shit. He said maybe one sentence in regards to the fucking flying circus he has been subjected to over the last 5 years. He then said, but in comparison to what those who have suffered from coronavirus and other things this year alone, that he basically equivalized it with getting scratched by a kitten. Really wish he wouldn't do that. Don't trivialize your own trauma, Johnny. Just don't do that to yourself, okay? I know the temptation is kind of there, but just don't do it, okay? Alright? Okay, good. Anyways, but what was the media's main take from this? Oh, all of a sudden there were articles everywhere. Johnny Depp whines about being boycotted. You have Salon, which I bitched one side down the other, on yesterday's videos saying, well, he can't be boycotted, he's a man with money and options. When that wasn't even what he said in the first place. But since these idiots don't seem to even understand or have any comprehension about what the word boycott even means, I just had to do this video today so that I could correct them. Because obviously they do not have any idea what the word actually means. And the fact is, folks, what is happening out in Hollywood is, yes, he is being boycotted. Okay? That's just the facts. So we are going to go over the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of the word boycott. We're going to go over then how the media is using it entirely incorrectly. So let's get started. Boycott. Verb. Definition of boycott. Transitive verb. Bleh. Transitive verb. I can't talk or read apparently today. To engage in a concerted refusal to have dealings with a person, a store, an organizations, etc., usually to express disapproval or to force acceptance of certain conditions. I'm going to say that again, for the idiots in the back. To engage in concerted refusal to have dealings with a person, a store, an organization, etc., usually to express disapproval or to force acceptance of certain conditions. Now, what has the media gone and said? Well, he's not being boycotted. He's going to 2 European festivals. Europe has nothing to do with Hollywood. Okay? They don't. So to say that he's not being boycotted by Hollywood because he's getting awards in other countries is the stupidest thing I've heard in a good long minute. Okay? So, because he's not being boycotted by another country, therefore he's not being boycotted? How does that work? How does that work, media? Explain that shit to me. They do say, but he was dropped from Pirates. He was dropped from Fantastic Beasts. And they haven't released a date for Minamata yet. They've blatantly out and went ahead and said that they're not dropping the movie in the US. Okay, stop with your backhanded bullshit. We're all smarter than that, at least I hope. One would hope. Okay, I'm gonna put this in simple terms as possible. When Hollywood has dropped him from 2 major franchises, and a group as large as MGM has expressed concerns due to all the goings-ons due to a certain Miss Nameless one, as a reason to hold back on putting out Minamata. There's a word for that. When those in Hollywood engage in a concerted refusal to have any dealings with a person, store, organization, and express disapproval or force acceptance of certain conditions. There's a word for that, and it's right here. It's called boycott. That is what Hollywood has done to him. It is literally the very definition of what Hollywood has done. You can sit there and say, but he has had movies out. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Has Hollywood had anything to do with those movies? Or have they, the few times they've had to push them out, given them as limited as an outlet to get out there as humanly possible? When they let them out at all, they are refusing to work with him. They are kicking him out of roles. Well, they did anyway. They are not willing to work with him. They are acting extremely cautious, not willing to release his movies. This is the very definition of boycott. So, media, if you think by getting awards out in Europe and releasing a movie out in Europe, getting acknowledgement out there, while Hollywood continues to blackball this person, taking away from him 2 major franchises and holding back on another film simply because he makes them nervous because of Miss Singh, and yet you insist that he's not being boycotted. I've just got one thing I've got to say to you all. That word doesn't mean what you think it means. All right, folks, we're closing out for the day. So, as always, we don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. Feed that algorithm. And, folks, don't forget to meet up with me. Stupid o'clock in the morning tomorrow. I will have another video out to you. I do appreciate your time this afternoon, and as always, folks, we here at Smelling Tea hope you have a good one. Now, folks, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. 6:30 Central Standard Time. Rob Rules will be going on, so please get on over there. Have a great day.